So my name is Roger Shepherd. I'm from New Zealand, and these days I live in Gure, Jeollanam-do. And my life here in Korea is about photographing mountains of the Baekdu-daegan, North and South Korea. And I do tour guiding, and I do other things related to mountains.
Well, what's the reason?
I came to South Korea initially for a holiday, and I discovered Baekdu-daegan. That was in 2006. I hiked Baekdu-daegan. I wrote a guidebook about that. And then when I was writing the guidebook, I discovered many different things about Korean culture, mountain culture. So I came back to Korea again in 2009, this time on more holiday, and I hiked the Jongmek for 6 months. And during the 6 months of walking, I kind of had a sense of, I guess what they might say, enlightenment, okay, where I decided that I was going to stay in Korea and just explore more of their mountains. So that was the reason why I came back to Korea in 2010, quit my job and started a company here. And my job was to introduce mountains to foreigners as a tour guide and maybe publish books. So Gure is a nice place to live because it's very rural, it's good food, good air. I like the people of Jeollanam-do. I think the people of Jeollanam-do are pretty good. Jirisan's a special mountain, and also there's a lot of artists and writers and poets and ceramic potters. There's an artist community in Gure as well. At first I had no plan to go there and do that, but when you hike the Baekdu-daegan in South Korea and you get to like the DMZ, you get to Jimburyong, and then you climb to Gyeongnam-won inside the DMZ, and you look into North Korea, you kind of feel like you want to continue, right? And so, but I knew I couldn't do that. But so later, when I started my company, I was looking for ideas to make money, right? And I wanted to publish a book of photography of mountains of South Korea. And I'm not a trained photographer, right? Like my photos aren't very good, but they're special because it's a good subject. And so I was talking to a friend of mine, a publisher. I said I wanted to publish a book of mountains of South Korea. And he says, no, don't be stupid. It's like so many books already exist, yeah? It's like, and you're not even a professional photographer. I mean, it won't work. It's not a good idea. And then he said to me, but because you're a New Zealander, you can go to North Korea. And if you can take mountain photos in North Korea, then probably a good market for that. It's a good subject. And I thought that was a good idea. So then I started thinking about how can I get into North Korea? I mean, I had no contacts. My work to go there is kind of special. It's not a tour. Like I'm going to ask the North Korean government for permission to take photos of their mountains. So I found out how to do that. It's a long story, but I'll make it short. And I ended up going to Pyongyang and telling them what I wanted to do. And by then I decided that it would be a better idea, rather than just turn up and say, hey, can I take photos of your mountains? Go to them with an idea. So I decided, well, why don't I continue with the Baekdu-daegan in North Korea and say that I'm going to make a book from Baekdu to Jiri, connecting Korea through the Baekdu-daegan. And I told them that's what I wanted to do, and surprisingly, they said it was a good idea, and they agreed to help me do it. So that's how it all started, yeah. Oh, they're all special because you go there for the first time, right? So you don't know what you're going to find. But good mountains from memory were like Durusan. Durusan is in Baegamgun, Yanggangdo, and that was like 2,309m 해발. So it was a big mountain, and it was a great experience. And then recently, in 2017, Cha Il-bong, which is part of the Gaemago-won, That was a great, big, beautiful mountain. That was like Itan Obek Omitaheba. That's a big mountain, for Korea to climb. And that was a fantastic mountain because it was open top. And it was just big views. And it was like in the middle of nowhere. And it was just fantastic to be there. It was a really amazing feeling. So they're all very good mountains to go to, yeah. With what we have here, I think is probably a very good exhibition for someone who's never seen this type of work before. And I hope that it shows to them the kind of warmness of my work, okay? That when I go to these places, I purposely try to seek warm relationships with people, okay? And I hope that reflects in my work. I mean, I'm not it's not a naive thing that I do. I mean, I'm quite well aware of how people cannot be warm, or situations can be quite cold, or tension can be quite evil between countries, whether it's North and South Korea, or China and the United States, or whatever. There's always, those things are easy to find, easy to identify, okay? But I don't believe they do much good for common people like us. So I hope that my work is not removing the obvious fact that there are things we need to be concerned about, right? But that we should never forget that there's also humans are humans in the end, all right? And the people of North Korea are actually nice, warm people too when you get to meet them. And we shouldn't forget that. I think they're very hardworking, they're very intelligent, they're very able to understand something quickly, like find a solution or fix a problem. And as I said before, there are people, whether we like it or not, their ideology, their system, but it has developed a people with a strong sense of purpose, okay? And that's quite apparent in them as a people. But also I found them to be very warm, very quick to a joke, like they quite like to hear a joke or a laugh. They enjoy sarcasm or wittism. They quite enjoy making jokes to each other, and very Korean in a sense. As a foreigner, I see things a bit differently from what Koreans might see. So I have similar experiences in South Korea too. I think the people of North and South Korea are very much still the same people. They share similar affinities, very much so. Very much so. So I think my work on Baekdu Daegan is kind of finished for now. And then I have my tours, Baekdu Gowon trekking tours. Hopefully they will grow, I don't know. But next year there's a mountain in Jagangdo, Bukane, called Ogasan. Ogasan is the last virgin forest on the Korean Peninsula. So I would like to be able to go there next year and start an expedition on that. Photograph it, document it with video, record it, and then come back and show the people of South Korea this amazing mountain.